MINM. I don't know if you guys have been talking about it yourselves, but people in Discord have been talking about it. And why is it so significant? Because it was up 1,000%, even if there was news, which I did not see, just full disclosure. 1,000% is something different. That's some sort of HKD move. And we're going to talk about what's happening with AMC, GameStop, HKD, and a couple other weird pump schemes, as well as SPY and Tesla to close out the video. So make sure to watch until the end. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and have post notifications on. Let's get into it. Ticker symbol MINM up over 1,000% on the day. Currently up 738%. And no, it's not a short squeeze. This stock only has 0.26% short interest. No news. Why is this random ticker out of the blue starting to pump? It's not just ticker symbol MINM, but also HKD recently just got a pump. Notice the timing and why AMC and GameStop dropped. I wonder where the liquidity is being pulled for collateral. It's like HKD all over again. But it's not just MINM, it's not just HKD, it's VVOS. Up 700% as well. Continuing to get halted. A stock that traded 40 times over the entire float at 42 million in volume with only 1.2 million shares outstanding. Congratulations, guys, because this week you have witnessed a legitimate crime scene. Now, all that aside, AMC and GameStop recently had a very slight climb. The SPY reached that peak where I don't know what hedge funds put for stops up there or take profits up there, but the only thing that could possibly cause this large of a move in these liquidity pumps is GameStop, right? GameStop is the only stock who had about a 40% rip, and even then only a 40% rip. If it does correlate, which we previously have noticed that it does, then it would show how over leveraged they are in GameStop and AMC. Now AMC is currently trading at $6.88, down 4% on the day. Flushed down in the morning, but so did Tesla, so did GameStop, so did every other ticker in the market basically. And I thought it would hold support at 7, touched it, got a slight bounce, and then broke back below, and we are breaking lower. Watch for a hold on $6.80. If we break below that, then AMC may be fishing for a new low, $6.70, and then the low on the stock about $6.50. Okay, watch those levels. Now I do have some good news. We have been tracking AMC back here before the run-up in January, and I said we are either at this point or this point, and I think we're actually right in the middle. I think this is actually a very strong spot to load up on AMC, and I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. AMC could very well find a new low, and I want to let you guys know that that is very possible, okay? We have the full cycle drawn out. If the full cycle played out, that we had drawn out, and it would be the last cycle, AMC's coming down to $4, okay? That can happen. I'm just prefacing this right now that that can happen. However, if we were tracking this and AMC wasn't going to be put through another cycle, which is also likely to be the case, okay? Either way, it's risky, but if you're in it for 3 years and you're diamond handing, I don't think you really care about a $2 difference anyway. But if this is the case, take a look at this, okay? We're in this zone right here, got the second mini sell-off to find the very bottom on the stock, and then got the mini bottom on the stock so far, right? The new low, the new bottom on AMC, right? Just like back here, new low. This was 8 days away from that second mini sell-off. 8 days away from that second mini sell-off, okay? Everything is similar. With that being said, a lot of these stocks, where would we be trading at? We'd be trading at right here. This little spike in the chart, okay? Which means AMC would scale up higher, come down, scale higher, and essentially get that rip. Now, this all does change with the numbers, and we're going to touch on them in 1 second. Just to get the short interest out of the way, it's almost 11%, 10.76. 3.8 million shares available to borrow. Call to put ratio 18,000 compared to 8,000 call to puts expiring in the money, and then 99,000 calls out of the money compared to 36,000 puts out of the money. This is where it gets interesting. 276,000 short exempts. If we were going to play out this squeeze, in my opinion, you'd see this start to go lower. I think right now we need to see the SPY smash through 460 and enter a new trading range for these to double, triple, quadruple, and then them to dig a very dark black hole, or we squeeze, okay? Two scenarios there. Now, GameStop has sort of the same situation with the short exempts, and we're going to talk about it, but it's actually much crazier. First of all, GameStop has not broken over this trend line, or at least had a close above it, right? Basically ever since the squeeze, and it still hasn't, right? Notice now GameStop is selling off. GameStop trading at $15.62, down almost 4% on the day, holding up better than AMC, bounced off of this wedge, right? And it's kind of just chop trading. However, what happened? This strong push was there, and now it all faded away. We talked about it in yesterday's video. If you guys played calls, you were smart. Diamond-handed options contracts, you were not smart, okay? Either way, GameStop, we're going to watch to see if it'll flush down. One thing I do like is it tested this zone, broke above, broke back below, consolidated inside, and then broke below, right? This zone was too high of a demand zone for GameStop to push through, but one test is actually really good, which means when GameStop re-enters this zone, it will have more strength than it did back here. So just watch for a re-entry in this zone, which is going to bring us above about $16.20, okay, $16.16 or so. Now, GameStop, 0 shares available to borrow, which is good, which means they're just going to drop fake shares to bring the price down. 20,000 calls compared to 3,000 puts expiring in the money. So the gamma is solid to the upside on GameStop. We're actually getting liquidity for once. This is where it's scary. Short exempt volume, 261,000. AMC's was 276. GameStop's was 261. Now, to preface this, AMC's is usually 1 million on a high day to 5 million on a high day, okay? GameStop's on a high day, right, is maybe 30,000, and you don't even see that, right? That's like the highest we've seen for GameStop, maybe 30,000. The fact that it hit 261,000, basically equal to what AMC had, is absolutely absurd. The amount that they had to use to stop the momentum on GameStop is unnatural. It is insane how much of retail we're really fighting these market makers. And as of right now, we have today and tomorrow left to close with these calls in the money to see what the momentums are going to bring for next week, and the overall market will affect that. Also this week, the SEC announced the adoption of a new rule to prohibit conflicts of interest in certain securitizations, including synthetic asset-backed securities. Unfortunately, the market maker Madoff exemption lives to fight another day, which basically allows the whole married put situation and gives freedom to market makers. And not only that, the SEC is still dicking around, basically allowing hedge funds to slide. Looking at paragraph 2, it said Rule 192 provides exemptions for risk mitigating hedging activities. Now this is the same, just to preface, this is the same Rule 192 as the married puts that we just talked about. Market makers, hedge funds, sure, let things slide. So basically, what is this doing, right? That's where the question comes in. Now, 999 trillion in swaps. What in the absolute Now, a bank in Europe has on its books an equity swap valued at 999 trillion, 999 billion, 999 million, 999,999 euros and 99 cents, or euro cents, with a listed notional value of 0.15 or 15%, making the bank exposure approximately 149 trillion euros, expiring on December 15th. Now, the question is, where will they get the money to settle? Now, it's all speculation, but what if this large and well-known European bank cannot square up? How does the banking system deal with a failure involving 149 trillion in derivatives? And December 15th is a Friday, which is convenient, but what happens over the weekend? What happens to the banking system on that day? And do the banks even open the following Monday? According to this tweet, it seems to me that something this large cannot be contained to the one bank involved. It seems to me such situation could have an instant impact over the planet, the entire global financial system. What might the impact be? What will happen to your money in your bank when this deal settles? If you guys are still holding money in banks, let me know in the comments down below. Or are you switching to a credit union, or are you switching to straight cash or crypto? Now, before we get into the S&P 500, guys, make sure to pop in the Discord. The link is right under the video. We have a lot more stuff to talk about, so stay in the video, guys. You will not regret getting in the Discord. We have options trading alerts in there. We talk stocks all day long, and you can come talk with me and the most amazing people. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, just sacrifice a coffee a month and get in the Discord, guys. Seriously. Also, if you want up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2 grand per stock, 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash, use my link, sign up for Moomoo, and make a deposit into your broker account, and you will start earning solid benefits from there. There is absolutely no reason not to do so. And also, you're getting free level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more. Both of those links are under the description and pinned in the top comments for you. Now, US October core PCE index rises 3.5% year over year at an estimated 3.5 and previously 3.7, which is the lowest since May of 2021, as well as US jobless claims rising 218,000 at an estimated 220 and previously 211. Catalysts that affect the S&P 500 trading at 454.84, basically flat on the day, but the SPY broke out of the macro trend line, came back down and retested it, and today is a very important decision-making day to see if the SPY wants to base here and get another leg up, or if it's finally going to break back in the macro trend line and get that retracement. I told you I wanted a candle close, a full candle close above the macro trend line, and we kind of got it, but it's too ugly for confirmation, right? I didn't get any confirmation that the SPY is going to keep climbing. I want a full candle close above, and I also want to see how it reacts to 460 a couple more times. Overall, as of right now, watch for a break below the macro trend line. Watch 453.80, 449, 446.20, and then the gap fill down to about 441 on the SPY. And it's very possible, I'm just letting you know right now, that we get a flash down, especially on a Friday. Now, what's happening with our Tesla trade? Down 0.86% on the day, trading at 242.03. Broke out of the trend line, came back down, basing off of support right around 241.50. Beautiful thing to see. We want to see Tesla hold over 240. We hold over 240 and don't break back in this trend line, then it's unlikely this gap is going to get filled, at least for the time being. If we break back below, it's likely that that is going to get filled, come back down into the 224 range for Tesla. Overall, watch for a break, another test on 254, and let it clear room right now. Let it consolidate, let it clear room for the Bollinger Bands, the RSI, and several other indicators so that we can get another leg higher. It's also Cybertruck Thursday, which is creating a lot of volume in Tesla and will create whipsaw with whatever news that does end up coming out. And speaking of that, users on X are reporting mass cancellations of Disney subscriptions after Elon Musk's interview. Within just hours of his interview, thousands of users have posted screenshots of canceling Disney Plus subscriptions. In addition, their users are reporting cancellations of Paramount Plus as well. Now, Elon Musk basically claimed that advertisers were blackmailing with advertising money, and here's a quick word from Elon Musk himself.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Finally, to close out the video, mysterious child pneumonia cases spike in parts of Europe as COVID-like surge continues in China. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Check the links. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.